Chapter 11 of the textbook talks about a journalist who wanted to write a story about a swimming program in the inner city schools. And at first, they were really, really hesitant to talk about it because they didn't want to sound biased because they already knew how to swim, and they didn't really want to sound as if like they were critiquing or criticizing the school's program for what they were doing. And they also didn't want to use like the criticisms that they saw from other people online. They didn't want to use those criticisms and have those come into play and put all of that in their story. So, because of that, again, they were really, really hesitant to write about it, but they had to realize that they needed to put themselves in the shoes of the teacher instead of, the mindset of like, oh, I already know how to swim. So, so they went to a lesson, and before they went to one of the lessons, they actually found the teacher who was coaching the students to swim told them that the lessons were really fun and it was amazing, and the journalist went to one of the lessons to see, and they felt biased because they didn't think it was amazing. They actually thought it was, pretty bad of a lesson. And again, they had to, sit back and like kind of take their judgment out of their story, them creating the story about the school's program, because they didn't they didn't think it would be fair if they were to use their own judgments based off of the swimming program, based off of what they already knew. So the hypothetical that I chose to do or read was from Trip Montgomery. The hypothetical states, you have to write a story about a school's program that has just opened up to teachers about safety in the kitchen in all aspects, such as not cutting yourself or undercooking food and getting sick. Because the program is in its early stages, however, it's a bit crude and not as good as culinary classes you've taken, and all around, it looks like it might have more hazards than it's trying to prevent because of lack of funding. Do you mention this in your own article or in order to be fair, do you try not to make assumptions and write it in a less critical way? Okay, so if I was in this situation, do I mention this in my own article? I guess it really depends on like what's your purpose of creating this article. Is this article to basically help spread awareness for the school program? And if so, then no, I personally wouldn't put, the fact that it wasn't as great of a culinary class. I don't think I would put that in my article because I'm not here to write the article about criticizing this new open program that is specifically meant to teach people. And again, like since I am biased on it because of the culinary classes that I've taken, I would have to just kind of push that behind me and just again think about like, okay, well, this is what they're being taught, and again, they're in their opening stages, so like, if they continue to go further on, then more than likely they're gonna be able to get further with wanting to teach better things and like more things and more in-depth things. And I think I probably wouldn't put it in my paper because again, it's not meant for me to criticize them. Now if it was a article where I am supposed to be critiquing them, then okay, yeah, that's a different story. But no, this is strictly just to kind of spread awareness for this new program. Um, or in order to be fair, do you try not to make assumptions? Yeah, so that's pretty much what I said. I would try not to make assumptions and not write it in a less critical way, and I would just, put all of my negative thoughts or judgments aside or criticisms aside and, just write about what I've learned, what I saw when I went to the program and, the things that I noticed and try to make it in the best positive way. Because again, I'm not there to criticize them. I'm there to just kind of spread awareness or promote them in a sense. So, yeah,